What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to another volume of Lost at Sea. This time we're going to be taking a look at some of the interesting things we found at the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco.
We both work in the trades, and we're fortunate enough to work in San Francisco often. And one week we were both working right next to the palace. I was actually eating lunch there and just taking it all in. It was pretty cool. Turtles everywhere. This dreamy wonderland for the eyes.
It's a nice lunch break, that's for sure.
It was great.
Except for that guy, didn't have a good lunch.
Who bashed his head in?
The controllers did.
These weeping ladies all over the place.
So we're coming up here on our first little anomaly that we came across, and randomly just came across this. I mean, it's totally out of place with the whole structure, as you'll see in just about 3, 2, 1. So it's this little brick structure here that's off to the side of the palace.
And what's that? Little archway.
Yeah, and that's the first thing I saw was this top of this little archway here. And
it's really out of place. And honestly, I had sat right next to this thing eating lunch and did not notice it. So, talk about hidden in plain sight, huh?
I mean, it's totally out of place, that's why, and I don't really know what it's for.
Some more weeping ladies.
I mean, it looks like it could be connected to the lagoon somehow.
And here it looks like a chimney or trap door.
Yeah.
Storage for something, but then it's, if you were to take the ground away, would it be like the bottom of the pond? Or, this is kind of good evidence for obviously and literally something being covered up.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely an archway there for something. And even just at the level of it, because this is the walkway level around there. So it's still under, the walkway level.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
So here you can see, there's wet saw cuts or some kind of cuts and grout and mortar. And it does look like there is some kind of extra brick awning or overhang or something.
Some kind of covering. Or could have just even been a brick
and
facade awning.
That got chipped off, chiseled away. So one thing I thought of that it might be, a waterway, some kind of, old opening for a tunnel, which if you go to any Earth map, from this point to Fort Point,
right underneath the Golden Gate Bridge,
it's in a direct line as the crow flies, about 1.5 miles, 1.6 miles. But really, the closest thing that's this color brick or built like this is a couple blocks away in the barracks. You can sort of see them in that shot. They're white.
The Presidio barracks, right?
Yeah. Pardon me.
It's all good. And then a lot of weird stuff has gone down in the Presidio. But yeah, I mean, you could just see it doesn't make much sense with what's going on. unless somehow I had to do it the lagoon.
I guess.
Yeah, so I don't know. So that was our first weird little spot we found.
We've trekked around here more since most of these photos were taken. We ended up meeting a pretty cool guy named Jon out here.
Jon.Ohia on the Instagram.
And cruised around and just talked about stuff in general. It was awesome meeting him and sharing ideas and different theories.
Yeah, it was tight. We were just talking shit and checking out the scenes, and this is one of the things that we happened to find too as we were walking around taking pictures, is we zoomed in on these bowls or urns or whatever they are. It's on top of the dome on the rotunda, and that looks like a griffin to me.
Definitely.
Some kind of Eiffel Tower thing or something.
We weren't able to figure out the translation on the front.
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed at myself. I couldn't figure it out, but maybe there's some people out there who can figure it out for us and let us know. I really want to know what that says.
So there's about 2 of these at every interval around the entire thing, and they all pretty much had these ornate carvings and griffins and all this crazy stuff.
There's like the Taurus skull on the top there above the engraving of the letters.
Looks a little familiar.
And yeah, this is the closest thing that I found that represented that. That's just interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't even see this with the naked eye, which is a trip.
Yeah, this
like,
is with heavy zoom.
You know, we'll point it out again when it comes up. But yeah, this is with heavy zoom. Like I couldn't tell there's griffins on there until I zoomed in with the camera. So
yeah.
If anyone has any info on those bowls, please let us know too. My extensive searches on the web turned up nothing with reference to those.
Some more urns.
Yeah, I think that was we climbed up on a section. I think that picture might have been from that. Every time I see pictures of this or am there, it blows me away how fucking massive it is.
Yeah, the pictures. I mean, they're great, but it doesn't do it justice standing underneath it and seeing the inside, all the sculptures. It's insanely massive.
The energy there is intense too. For me, I feel like
there's at any given point in the day tons of turtles there.
Hey buddy.
Tons of people just like cruising around, wandering. Little pockets of this place are hidden all over the place. It's overgrown, it's lush, and it is really weird. It's out of place, it's beautiful. What's it from? When is it from? What does it represent?
Controllers. Inheritors. That's epic. It's definitely epic. I guess in the planter boxes where the weeping women are, they were supposed to be planter boxes. Those are originally intended to be planter boxes, but for some reason they didn't end up planting anything in them. Another weird thing. They go to all this length to build this thing in a year to last a year for the fair, but then they skimp out on planting plants in the giant planter boxes. I don't know.
No follow through.
Yeah, they definitely need to work on their execution.
I mean, the whole place is just amazing.
Yeah, I can't. if anyone has a chance, you have to come here. It has to be the first stop. Even as they said back in the day, it's one of the greatest buildings in the world, and I don't know. I really feel like it is, for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was a temporary building that was built in 1914, 1915.
I think there's a lot of effort put into the fact that this was created for us to see as an example of how things could be, but the reality is it probably was there and still is here and has had many different alterations and things done to it. And part of that, it might just be, the big picture of a cover-up.
Right. An elaborate narrative to explain their history.
You see it from up above, just poking out.
That would be all. That's all the fairgrounds right there, where all those houses are. So, one of the last little things we have here, I like to call it the mark of the controllers. Basically, we'll show you here in a second as you get this view, but I like to call it like soft programming, and they show those construction photos, and they've made a big deal about it with the Palace of Fine Arts. And there's a video where they show all the pillars, they're like falling away, and you can see the steel or wooden framing in it. And I just feel like that's like soft programming. It's like getting predictive programming, even like, it's just, they're trying to show us that it was a temporary thing from many different angles. And so you can see it here, as you pointed out.
And there's part of that little erector set sort of thing going on in that column, which it's being built or being, as I think we're being told, being taken down.
Yeah, I think, and it's kind of in ruin.
At the same time, I mean, I know I've been on construction sites and built, like, staged what the part of a house would look like, and it's pretty easy. It'll take a day, and not to say I'm an expert on any of this stuff, but it's easily done. And it does, in this picture, obviously paints a picture for us that says, oh, here we are putting it up, taking it down, yet here it is in front of our eyes. We've been told it's been rebuilt how many times? 3 times, 4 times. It's been destroyed. But something of this size, how does that just pop up and go down? And, like, what's happening here?
Yeah, it's a trip.
And, it is a marvel, but what purpose does it serve as a tourist attraction? Which it does. It's a destination, but
it's what it is now. I think it could have been. I think it might have been a power station or like a water temple type of sitch.
The acoustics inside, underneath the dome, inside of it, are insane.
Yeah, it's a super good sounding room. It'd be cool to record in there.
Yeah, it's almost, the sound just bounces off all those cells up there.
I mean, it's so big. It's fucking massive. And there's those urns with the griffins on them on the top.
This thing is crazy.
That's amazing. Like the keyhole.
It's an entryway for a larger person.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely looking directly west too.
So right across the street, there's this pretty trippy house that honestly looks kind of like an old Gothic cathedral.
It definitely looks like that's not. It definitely looks like it's been facaded on the side, like with stucco. Sure.
I've done work in a few houses on this block and driven around here, and there is not really any other houses that look like this.
Yeah, it's definitely out of the norm. They've kind of incognitoed it up, but you can tell though with all the windows, the frames, and the half first floor is just a dead giveaway.
And this here is rumored to be San Francisco's only free drinking water.
You gotta bring your own cup though. I don't think many quarters last long in that wishing pool. Pretty nice little feature though on your path. Not bad.
Go all over here, and these are actually a part of the palace. Those two statues just somehow wandered over there. This house has got a lot of weird stuff going on.
Yeah. You can see when I noticed this light fixture here, I was in them all, oh, what the hell is that?
We got a dragon and what looks like an owl.
Yeah, it almost looks like the owl's like imprisoned in a cage too. That thing is crazy. What is it trying to say?
Have this trippy cathedral type vibe and then stucco. It's an odd spot.
Yep, Spanish adobe in 1, 2, 3. You know, that's a red brick building for sure.
Something.
So yeah, that just about takes us to the end here of this little video we made. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you guys get to come out here and check it out and see this wonder for yourself, because it's definitely worth it, big time.
If you guys got any comments or stuff we missed, or just want to say what's up, just shoot something down in those comments.
Bonus section. So, while I was trying to look around for the Griffins and shit, I came across a couple other interesting things. And the first is this altar. And I guess this altar was there from the get-go. And it was designed by Maybeck, just like the palace was.
Maybeck himself.
And there's no record of when it left there or where it went. And
it kind of, like, when I first saw it, it reminded me of some of the water temple stuff. Like, it's, you know,
totally
about the same size, about the same shape. I've seen pictures of a few that have a cap on them. But then, you know, it literally, by the creator or supposed creator, the inheritor, he calls it an altar. And I mean, for what? That would then, you know, in some terms say that this is a place of power.
Yeah, a place of worship at least.
Something
Yeah.
going on here above the general public's head.
Definitely. I think that's what a lot of this boils down to is, you know, showing us something and having it mean something else. The inversions and...
There's also a mysterious disappearance of this altar.
Maybe the sorceress made it disappear.
Who knows? Alternate Mary Poppins.
So the other thing I found were these creepy ass little statues that were peppered around all over the place that aren't there anymore that I can remember.
Yeah, I have not seen these. I mean,
yeah,
it's in some...
it's someone's backyard or something,
yeah.
in someone's man cave.
Up in Hillsboro or something. These, yeah, some of them I think have been relocated.
Yeah.
But as far as like the children of the forest, and this is beyond creep show shit.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? Come on in. So you were saying, was it this one?
Yeah, this one's in Golden Gate Park now.
Yeah.
It's a Mother Superior. But those little tiny ones that were next to it, I've never seen those before.
Seen like recreations. We were in some park that had like a kind similar looking stuff, you know?
Maybe those are the ones.
Who knows?
Of course, you gotta have Jesus.
What a guy.
Yeah, what a guy.
He just hangs out all day.
Yeah, this is that Mother Superior one again. Trippy.
I mean, this also is like things get added, taken away.
Yeah.
This paints a whole other picture of what's going on. I think it helps a World's Fair narrative.
Totally.
It's, hey, look at these classical arts.
Lastly.
Oh, this thing. What was it?
Look into the hidden xylophone.
This is a alternate San Francisco prog rock band in the hidden basement of the Palace of Fine Arts.
Yep.
So that's it.
Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate you sitting through this ramble, but tell us what you think. Jump on in the mix. We fucking love you.